In late May 2025, John Woeltz, the 37-year-old nicknamed the CryptoKing of Kentucky, was arrested in New York City. The case was shocking, brutal. Waltz is accused of a terrifying weeks-long campaign of kidnapping, torture, and attempted extortion against Michael Valentino Tirafrastro Carturan, a 28-year-old Italian national and fellow crypto trader. The alleged motive was to force Carturan to reveal passwords to his Bitcoin wallet, which was reportedly worth millions. Yes, the Kentucky Crypto King. I had no idea that Kentucky had a Crypto King, but let's look into this case. Let's get spooky. Hey, spooky people. It's your best friend Kenny here, and we are back with another disturbing story. Before we get to today's video, let's make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, The Spooky Lawyer. Let's make sure that you like and share this video. Share this video with all of the crypto bros that you know. Don't know any? Well, I'm sure you'll be able to find someone. Isn't the joke that vegans, lawyers, and crypto people all let you know within the first couple minutes of meeting you that they do those things? This case involves a few individuals. Waltz, the Crypto King of Kentucky, Carturan, the alleged victim, and Beatrice Fulci, Waltz's 24-year-old assistant, who was also arrested. There is at least one unapprehended male accomplice who remains sought by authorities. Following his arraignment on charges including kidnapping, assault, unlawful imprisonment, and criminal possession of a firearm, that's a doozy of a list of charges there. John Woeltz was ordered held without bail, deemed a significant flight risk due to his substantial wealth and private aircraft. Beatrice Fulci, although charged with kidnapping and unlawful imprisonment, saw the Manhattan District Attorney's Office decline immediate prosecution, citing an ongoing investigation. So she just gets to wait. The allegations describe extreme violence in a luxury Manhattan townhouse. At least it was a nice place where these things were occurring. It wasn't like the bathroom in those Saw movies, right? The disturbing details of the John Woeltz case began to surface in late May 2025, following a dramatic escape from the Manhattan townhouse that led to his swift arrest. News reports quickly painted a sensational picture: a self-styled crypto king allegedly operating a torture chamber in a high-rent Nolita residence to extract Bitcoin passwords from a business associate. I think at this point, you're no longer a business associate when you're being tortured for your money. I don't think you're going to be doing business with this person anymore. Law enforcement and media outlets have described the events as right out of a movie, and details that are as shocking as they are disturbing, which, you know, that's what we like here with this channel. The Crypto King of Kentucky suggests significant wealth and power within the cryptocurrency sphere. Now, I don't know whether every state has a Crypto King. Like, is it like the type of thing where there's like a Crypto King of Kentucky, there's a Crypto King of Ohio, there's a Crypto King of Louisiana? I don't know that. Or is it like the type of thing where you can become the Crypto King, but there isn't necessarily a Crypto King for that state until you reach that level of, I mean, you ascend to the throne of cryptocurrency of that state. So maybe there isn't a Crypto King of, say, Utah yet, because there hasn't been someone to ascend to the throne of Utah crypto. I don't know. John Woeltz has an estimated net worth of $100 million. His assets reportedly include a Smithland, Kentucky farm valued at over $860,000, a private jet, and a helicopter, which prosecutors cited to argue against bail due to flight risk concerns. And this is something, if you're a rich person who wants to do crimes, you should really think hard before you decide to own aircraft, because it's going to be used against you in your bond hearings. Sure, it might be convenient to not have to go to the airport all the time, or to go to a private airport, I guess. But if it's going to mean that you get held without bail, I don't know. Woeltz is a prominent figure in the cryptocurrency sector. Some reports suggest his work involved blockchain security flaw identification and potential involvement in a cryptocurrency hedge fund. Online profiles indicate nearly a decade of experience with Silicon Valley technology startups and appearances as a cryptocurrency conference speaker. However, the specific details regarding the companies he worked for, the hedge funds he was involved with, or the conferences he attended are not as clear. Who knows how important he is in the cryptocurrency sphere? Maybe one of you guys can tell me. If you guys, this is why we got to share this with the Crypto Bros, so the Crypto Bros can let us know how important the Kentucky Crypto King is in the Crypto Bro sphere, in the Crypto Bro hierarchy. Michael Valentino Teofrastro Canturan was 28 years old, a cryptocurrency trainer from Roli, which is near Turin. He reportedly holds around 30 million in cryptocurrency, which made him a target for extortion. Carturan arrived in New York City on May 6, 2025, reportedly meeting John Woeltz due to their mutual interest in cryptocurrency. Oh, if only he knew. The meeting's purpose was concealed, as Carturan told his family his U.S. trip was for tourism and language learning. A certain type of tourism, I guess you could say. Following his escape from captivity, Carturan was found as being covered in cuts and bruises, with ligature marks on his wrists from being bound. He was bloodied and shoeless when he managed to alert a traffic officer to what happened. He was subsequently transported to Bellevue Hospital, where he was reported to be in stable condition and received treatment for injuries consistent with his harrowing account of abduction and torture. Carturan's visit to Waltz's Manhattan townhouse stemmed from a problematic prior business relationship that had soured. I guess you could say it had soured even more. Waltz allegedly lured Carturan back to New York City by promising the return of previously extorted Bitcoin. A lot of Bitcoin extortion. The financial history and the exploitation of Carturan's desire to recover his assets seemingly made him vulnerable. Despite their strained relationship and the risks associated with the prior extortion, Carturan traveled internationally to meet Woeltz, indicating Woeltz's potential leverage. Carturan was not a random target, but was chosen due to their past dealings and his susceptibility to Woeltz's promises. Isn't it what they say, extort me once, shame on you, extort me twice, shame on me? Carturan's ordeal began on May 6, 2025, upon his arrival at John Woeltz's residence. His captivity spanned approximately 17 days before his escape on Saturday, May 24th, 2025. The alleged crimes occurred within the opulent 8-bedroom luxury townhouse on Prince Street in Manhattan's SoHo area, which Waltz reportedly rented for $30,000 to $40,000 a month. Damn. Prosecutors characterized the residence as a crypto commune featuring stripper poles and Cristal champagne, suggesting a lavish and potentially unregulated atmosphere. Upon arriving at the townhouse, Carturan's passport and electronic devices were allegedly confiscated, which seems problematic. The motive behind the kidnapping and subsequent torture was the extortion of Carturan's Bitcoin passwords. Woeltz and his accomplices are accused of demanding these credentials to gain access to Carturan's cryptocurrency wallet, which again reportedly had assets valued at around $30 million. When Carturan refused to comply, a campaign of systemic and sadistic torture began. The methods were extensive and brutal. He was allegedly bound by his wrists with tape or electrical cords, pistol whipped, had a gun held to his head. One of the more shocking allegations involves the use of a chainsaw. Some reports are stating he had a chainsaw used on his leg. A cut on his arm was also suspected by the investigators to be from a chainsaw. He was allegedly shocked with electric wires and repeatedly tasered, sometimes while his feet were submerged in water, amplifying the electric shock. See, I didn't even know about that. I realized the physics of that, but I didn't realize that, if you really want to make the tasing even worse, you put the guy's feet in water. That's just cruel, man. He was urinated on, dangled from the building over a ledge from the top of a flight of stairs, and subjected to death threats against him and his family in Italy. He was also allegedly forced to ingest or smoke cocaine. And to ensure his captivity and monitor his movements, an Apple AirTag was reportedly placed around his neck, I'm sure Apple loves the free publicity. The fact that this brutality went on for as long as it did suggests that his captors believed that they were protected from anyone finding out about what was going on. They clearly felt that the townhouse was private and was going to offer them the privacy to do their torture. After enduring weeks of torment and fearing his imminent death, with Waltz allegedly stating it would be his death day, Karturin made a desperate attempt to escape. Pretending to comply, he offered to provide his Bitcoin password, claiming it was on a laptop in another room. When Waltz reportedly turned away, Karturin, bloodied, shoeless, and traumatized, fled the apartment and found the help of a traffic officer, ending his captivity. After he escaped, a large law enforcement presence, including police officers, SWAT teams, and emergency vehicles, responded to the Prince Street address. The NYPD emergency service unit searched the townhouse, but found no additional victims. At least that's good. Waltz was arrested at the residence shortly after Karturin's escape, while wearing a white bathrobe and barefoot. Following his arrest, Waltz reportedly immediately requested legal counsel and did not speak to reporters, which is the right decision. Do not talk to reporters. Ask for a lawyer. Do not make any statements to anybody for any reason if you are arrested. It doesn't matter if you're arrested for something like this or something very little. Do not make statements. They will only come back to harm you. Investigators discovered a range of evidence at the townhouse, including visual documentation, numerous Polaroid photographs depicted of Karturin bound, subjected to torture, with a firearm aimed at his head and coerced into smoking cocaine. Don't take pictures of your crimes. Not very smart. A firearm and ammunition were recovered, along with a saw, chicken wire, and electrical cords or tape. Cocaine was found, along with broken glass, possibly the remnants of drug paraphernalia. Body armor, night vision goggles, and ballistic helmets were also discovered, which, man, they really went all out on Amazon for this, right? The Apple AirTag was found. Further, t-shirts featuring photos of Karturin with a cocaine pipe were discovered. Some accounts describe the location as a blood-soaked torture chamber, highlighting the alleged violence. Now, the t-shirts, they made t-shirts to commemorate their torture. Like this was like a bachelor party or a field trip. That little fact there is so bizarre, I had to double and triple check it because I could not imagine that they actually did, in fact, make t-shirts of their crimes. Unsurprisingly, the Polaroid photographs and custom t-shirts depicting the victim are going to be huge pieces of evidence. The act of taking photos during the torture is unusual and suggests a desire to document or perhaps use the images for extortion, possibly targeting the victim's family in Italy as threat. The creation of t-shirts with these images intensifies the psychological torment, resembling trophy taking and creating a disturbing memento. I don't even know what you do with these t-shirts afterwards. John Woeltz was not the only individual implicated in the kidnapping and torture of Michael Karturin. At least two other names or descriptions have emerged in connection with the case. Beatrice Fulci, who is 24, was John Woeltz's assistant, and she was arrested on Saturday, May 24, 2025, and charged with first-degree kidnapping and first-degree unlawful imprisonment. She was originally from Latina, Italy. Fulci reportedly studied communication and philosophy at the University of Connecticut. Her online profiles claim marketing position with luxury brands Rolls-Royce and Bentley, and sports entities Puma and Manchester City. Her IMDb profile lists small acting roles from 2020. Following her arrest, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office declined to prosecute her for now, indicating an ongoing investigation. After her release, Fulci denied involvement when approached by the media near her Chelsea apartment and stated she would speak to her lawyer, saying, "Everything is going to be told, but with a lawyer. I can't make any comments right now." And again, that's the right decision to make. That's her right to make that, and that is the correct decision to make. There have been some reports that have alleged her involvement in the criminal enterprise included deceiving Karturin to facilitate his kidnapping, suggesting that she was an active participant in the luring phase. Fulci is in a pretty interesting situation here. Her initial arrest on serious charges indicates that law enforcement initially had probable cause to believe she was involved. However, the district attorney deferred her prosecution. And this is a legal tactic that could be due to insufficient immediate evidence, a strategic move to secure her cooperation against Waltz and another suspect, or just a reassessment of her culpability. She'll likely be used by prosecutors in building their case against the other alleged perpetrators. especially if she can provide information about the kidnapping and torture planning, depending on her role in deceiving the victim. Authorities believe John Woeltz had an unapprehended accomplice, described as a business partner, who was involved in the Bitcoin password extortion and subsequent torture of Karturan. This individual is being sought by detectives. The fact that this participant remains at large means the case is ongoing and potentially dangerous. Following the arrest, the legal process for John Woeltz and Beatrice Fulci began to unfold. John Woeltz was arraigned on Saturday, May 24th, in the Manhattan Criminal Court. The prosecution was represented by Assistant District Attorney Michael Mattson, and the presiding judge was reportedly Judge Eric Schumacher. Woeltz faces a slate of serious felony charges, including kidnapping, assault, unlawful imprisonment, criminal possession of a firearm. John Woeltz pled not guilty to all charges during his arraignment. The prosecution argued against bail, citing a significant flight risk due to his estimated $100 million in net worth and ownership of a private jet and helicopter, and the international aspect of the case involving an Italian victim. And the court agreed, ordering Woeltz to be held without bail and to surrender his passport. And again, this sort of shows how wealth can be great in a legal defense, but it can also be seen as an avenue for escape, which means that you can get strict bail conditions or even a flat-out denial. Because of this guy's wealth, he's going to spend his time in jail before trial. In court, John Woeltz gave a faint yes when asked if he had a gun. His attorney, Wayne Gosnell, clarified that the firearm was in Kentucky, not in New York. Gosnell declined to publicly comment, which is, again, good lawyering. Woeltz faces a pretty severe penalty if he's found guilty, with the felony kidnapping charge alone carrying a possible life sentence. He will be back in court shortly after his weekend arraignment. Despite his attorney's silence, a relative of John Woeltz has offered a different perspective to the media. This relative suggests that Woeltz was a victim, not a perpetrator. According to the relative, Woeltz is a kind, caring, loving person who is completely controlled by other people and easily manipulated. This family member stated that they have received calls from Woeltz's friends and girlfriends, all suggesting that John was railroaded and that someone hijacked his life. They said, he was hijacked and manipulated and scammed. I think they stole his money as well. He's a victim. These claims are a stark interpretation of events compared to the prosecution's depiction of Woeltz as the orchestrator of a sadistic torture plot. It appears to be a proactive public relations move, or the initial stage of a defense strategy aimed at reducing Woeltz's culpability by suggesting he was coerced or manipulated. However, the manipulated perpetrator defense will likely encounter significant obstacles given the prosecution's significant evidence and allegations. It will be challenging to reconcile the image of an easily manipulated individual with a detailed account suggesting Woeltz's direct and leading involvement in the alleged torture. John Woeltz is accused of extreme violence and calculated cruelty, allegedly motivated by wealth. And this case, set in a luxurious environment in a major financial hub, highlights the potential for darkness within the world of digital assets, where immense fortunes can be created and violently sought. This case demonstrates how the high stakes and sometimes anonymous nature of cryptocurrency can make individuals targets for sophisticated and brutal criminal organizations. And it can also show you how that alleged anonymity can turn people into monsters. Really, it's an example of the age-old story about how the pursuit of wealth can result in disturbing behavior. And the pursuit of digital wealth in this instance resulted in physical violence. Ultimately, the John Woeltz affair serves as a stark reminder of the physical risks associated with cryptocurrency and digital wealth, and raises critical questions about security, oversight, and the potential for human cruelty in the cryptocurrency era. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, The Spooky Lawyer. Please like and share this video. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky. My username is The Spooky Lawyer. Follow me on TikTok. My username is AKBrews. If there is a disturbing story you would like me to cover, leave a comment or send me an email. My email address is thespookylawyer@gmail.com. If you would like to support the channel, click the Super Thanks button in the YouTube toolbar and you can make a donation. I'm going to put the names of the people who have donated to this channel here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You also support me by liking, sharing, and continuing to watch my videos. And it really does mean a lot to me that you watch my videos. So thank you. And please stay spooky.